Hey, thanks for joining me today, everyone. So glad that you are here on this, the October 31st, the last day of the month, 2023. We are streaming live. We're on YouTube. We are also on Rumble, rumble.com/coffeenuance/live. Just bookmark it. That way you don't have to wait for the notification. You can just go there. You can say, it's noon on the West Coast. Let's see what Tom is talking about. And today, I want to delve into a thought-provoking topic today, okay? This is something a little interesting. We've all seen climate activists passionately championing the cause of saving our planet, right? Yeah. And their dedication is commendable. But have you ever wondered why you never see them protesting war? Even though war is like the most catastrophic thing for our environment, it's like a twisted riddle that no one's really talking about. I mean, think about it. War is, without a doubt, the ultimate environmental disaster. It's like Mother Nature's worst nightmare. When countries go to war, they're essentially saying, hey, let's destroy everything, release toxic fumes, and wreak havoc on ecosystems. It's a pollution party that nobody is invited to. Sure, climate activists are rightly concerned about carbon emissions, deforestation, plastic waste, plastic straws, right? But where's the outrage when it comes to ecological catastrophe that is war? Take, for example, the recent Nord Stream 2 pipeline bombing. Yeah, it was one of the most significant ecological disasters in recent memory. Not only did it cause a massive gas leak, but it also released harmful chemicals into the ocean, jeopardizing marine life and ecosystems. You think climate activists would be up in arms about that, right? Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Could it be that climate activists are unknowingly sponsored by the military-industrial complex? I mean, it sounds like a conspiracy theory, but hear me out. The more we focus on carbon emissions and recycling, the less we're scrutinizing the ecological horrors of war, which coincidentally benefits the same industries that profit from conflict. Maybe it's time for climate activists to expand their horizons. Let's connect the dots between climate change and war's disastrous ecological impact. After all, it's not just about saving the Earth from climate change. It's about preventing environmental devastation caused by military operations. If we're genuinely committed to preserving the planet, we should be promoting peace, not just sustainability. So, climate activists, it's time to ask the hard questions and demand accountability from those who perpetuate war and environmental degradation. Let's make sure our dedication to the planet includes a commitment to stopping the destruction caused by conflict. It's time to broaden the conversation and save the Earth from all threats, not just one. My name's Tom Coffey. This is the Coffee Nuance Show, the best censored commentary and news show live right now. Flame on. So yeah, that's the question that I have. And it is something that does kind of bug me. It does bug me. We have this obsession, you know, we keep talking about if the Earth temperature raises 2 degrees, we'll never recover. It's going to be horrible. Oh my goodness. And we got to restrict everything, right? We can't get a plastic, like I can't even, paper or plastic is no longer even a question in Portland. You bring your own bag. And they actually charge a dime if you want a bag. So we're obsessed about that. I remember recently I was at Costco and I got one of these blended drinks, right? The chocolate latte, whatever it's called. And they gave me a paper straw wrapped in a plastic container. And it's like the obsession of these little tiny things. But those same people, you don't hear word one of them when it comes to war, when it comes to bombing, when it comes to support for Ukraine, what's going on in the Middle East. Just bomb, 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 bomb. That's cool. but we got to save the environment. It makes no sense. And anytime that something just doesn't make sense like that, it gets me thinking, is there another reason for this? Could climate activists be being manipulated to only pressing one kind of climate change over raising concerns about war? It's got to make you wonder. It's got to make you wonder. And if it came down to it, what am I more skeptical of? Climate change or war? It's not even close. It's not even close. So yeah, we got a good show for you today. That's the one thing I want to get off of my chest right now. And it's something to think about, you know. I know a lot of people are concerned about the climate, but ask those people, isn't war really, really bad for the climate? I think the number one emissions releaser, I guess, if that's a phrase, in the world is the U.S. military. Yeah. We don't see a whole lot of protests against that, do we? To save the planet, we should have less war, have less conflict, get along with each other, talk to each other. No. So that's something to think about. And if you have people in your life that are climate activists, that may be something to ask them. Maybe they should be as concerned with military conflict as opposed to plastic straws. So, yeah. Anyway, I got a good show for you today. First up, we're going to talk about some more news going on with Elon and X. Every day we get some new news. Yeah, so, folks, Elon Musk wants to replace banks and PayPal with his Twitter rebrand X. He's got big plans, calling it mind-blowing. Well, I got one question. Can he replace those annoying automated customer service lines? Because if he can do that, I'm ready to invest. So Elon Musk plans to expand X into a comprehensive financial platform to rival banks and PayPal by the end of 2024. Yeah. This could trigger mass crypto adoption similar to PayPal's Bitcoin integration in 2020. Musk aims to offer complete financial services on the platform, eliminating the need for traditional bank accounts. While there are rumors about X launching its cryptocurrency, Musk denied this but hinted at financial data services. This development carries potential significance, particularly in light of concerns about U.S. sovereign debt crisis. Yeah, absolutely. So, what do you think? Let's throw it all in together. I get more and more concerned for Elon's safety when he just keeps introducing things, He bought Twitter, X, a year ago. Really, I think came up with the best thing for fact-checking called community notes, exposing establishment liars. That's a dangerous thing to do. Often people that do that, they meet an untimely end. And they do meet an untimely end. So I worry about that. But now, trying to replace bankers? Yikes. Some people think that every war is a banker's war. Yeah. And if that's the case, going up against the most powerful banks, I really got a fear for Elon. I'm all for overturning the financial system in the U.S. I think there's a lot wrong with it, and so I'm all about change. But I just worry about Elon because he's going to be really hard to replace. Right? We needed the richest man in the world to save social media, to have X be a platform where people could take on the establishment. And so I really worry about his safety with this. But what do you think? Would you be up for having an account on X where you could send money, receive money, replace all your banking stuff? Can you imagine getting a home loan through a social media account? It's possible. It's possible that's coming. But let me know what you think about that. Again, stick around for the after show. I'll be going through all your comments once I get through with the stories. All the comments on Rumble, all the comments on YouTube. So I appreciate you sticking around for that. And next up, we got the biggest scandal of the election involving Ron DeSantis. Yeah. You know, folks, I heard Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is getting roasted on social media for his cowboy boots. They say they're trying to boost his height. I don't know if it's true, but if it is, I hope he doesn't start a trend. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has been the subject of online mockery due to the appearance of his cowboy boots, with speculation that he may be using height-boosting insoles. Scrutiny has garnered millions of views on platforms like Twitter and TikTok. Taller candidates historically have an advantage in elections, and experts suggest DeSantis may indeed be wearing height-increasing inserts in his boots. These experts point to the boots' shorter heels and the tops pushing against the trouser legs as indicators. DeSantis and his campaign deny the allegations, with the governor claiming his boots are standard. Okay. His boots are standard. Now, if we want to be technical, right? If we want to, like, here's the candidate speak. The boots are standard. What if there's something in the boots? Aha. See, then it's not a lie then. It's not a lie then if he can say the boots are standard, but he's got inserts. The inserts aren't the boots. You know, it's funny. It is funny how some people get really obsessed about height. I find height to be a very funny subject for myself. And the problem for me is I was always trying to be accurate about my height, and I never exaggerated it. And then I run into everyone else, and it turns out that everybody on the planet apparently exaggerates their height. So it is always funny when I meet people that claim that they're taller than me, and they're not. Same goes for a lot of celebrities. People that claim to be 6'4" when clearly they're might not even be 6 foot. Yeah. W. Kamal Bell, I'm looking at you. But it is funny that we're kind of obsessed about height and cheating height, although that's only men. But women, right? Yesterday I did the thing on the, the push-up bra with the nipple on the front of it, so as to appear that it's, I guess, chilly or whatever with your push-up bra that Kim Kardashian's doing. You know, women do all kinds of things to change their look, to change their proportions. But everyone's having a field day with Ron DeSantis and his cowboy boots. But I find this very interesting. You know, Politico doing an in-depth piece on Ron DeSantis's boots. In-depth piece, interviewing experts in the thing. Where were you 4 years ago when Pete Buttigieg had clearly some really nice dress shoes that were constructed, I'm thinking they were custom, to give him several inches in height, I noticed this right away for whatever reason. I was like, oh, those are some nice shoes. Oh, he always wears these same kind of dark brown dress shoes. And they're an interesting shape. And I looked more and more into it, and it was clear that he was giving himself probably 3.5 inches, maybe 4 inches with these fancy dress shoes. Not a single article was written about Pete Buttigieg's height, even though he's claimed to be as tall as 5'9". He's claimed to be as tall as 5'9". The man is 5'4". Okay? And it's really interesting that all the media will never do a story on Pete Buttigieg clearly having these shoes with massive lifts in them. And but now they're going crazy over Ron DeSantis. It's kind of selective outrage, isn't it? I think you should probably treat the Democrat the same way you would treat the Republican if you were being fair in this case. And again, somebody's height, who cares? It's not a big thing. It's not a big deal, right? And I think if someone wants to put lifts in their shoes, they can put lifts in their shoes. I don't care. Probably shouldn't lie about it. But politicians lie about everything. So what are you going to do, right? But it is interesting. It is interesting. Nipple boobs are next. Yeah, exactly. Oh. How's the audio and the video doing? Apparently we're having a little issue there. So let me know if it's good again or not. I would appreciate that. But I just find the hypocrisy, right? Hypocrisy is our greatest luxury. We know that, right? And everybody's hypocrites. But I do find it interesting that certain people's heights that lie about their heights, everybody knows they're lying about their heights. No story's ever written about it. Ron DeSantis, we don't like that guy. What can we get him on? Well, looking at all this other stuff, there's not much there. I know. Let's go after his height. That's all you got? That's the criticism about Ron DeSantis is his height. Okay. I think people should just embrace their height. Like Kevin Hart or whatever, just embrace it. You're just like, I'm a short guy. I'm a short king. It's okay. It's confidence that people like. It's confidence that people like. You don't have to be a tall man to be confident. But if that's give it a little boost or something, gives you a little extra confidence, go for it. I don't care either way. This whole thing is silly. I just find it very interesting that the media is going nuts over Ron DeSantis and Pete Buttigieg. Not a peep. Very interesting. Anyway, what do you think about that? Do you care how tall anyone is? I don't. But next up, just another update. An update on the most... Okay, I'm just kidding. Joe Biden's email scandals like a bad sequel to a movie we've all seen before. It's like Hillary Clinton's emails to Electric Boogaloo, right? But I have to say, Joe really knows how to one-up Hillary. He's got 82,000 pages worth of emails, and I thought deleting 33,000 was impressive. Not anymore. Well, in 2021, it was revealed that Joe Biden used private email accounts for government correspondence during his time as vice president. The National Archives disclosed that 3 of these email addresses exchanged 82,000 pages of emails, surpassing the number Hillary Clinton deleted from her private server. The information came to light after a lawsuit by the Southeastern Legal Foundation. Efforts are underway to release these emails, which span 8 years. Well, there's no evidence of classified information on Biden's emails. He's under investigation for mishandling classified documents. Republicans are seeking records related to the Biden family's dealings in Ukraine, raising the possibilities that these emails may be relevant to various corruption investigations. Whether these emails contain incriminating evidence is uncertain because we still haven't seen them. So that's news. That's news. It's interesting how this story is being handled. And, Trump's documents. Trump's documents is the subject of late night jokes every night. It's a big deal, right? So massive. But yet at the same time, these emails that are actually older, that are before Trump was even in office, but that still hasn't been dealt with. It's funny what takes priority in this country. It seems that anything about Trump, well, that's really important. We got to get to the bottom of this. Anything about Biden, we'll get to it eventually. Makes you wonder. Makes you wonder. And again, this is yet another example of unequal treatment under the law. That's what it appears to me. But, what do I know? I'm just looking at things through objective eye. I know that's probably not. That's unusual these days. Yeah. But anyway, what do you think's in the emails? Let me know your predictions in the comments, and I'll check that out in the after show. But next up, I want to talk about the Middle East's favorite drug, Captagon. You know, folks, they say this Captagon is the poor man's cocaine. But apparently it's also the terrorist pick-me-up. It's like, hey, you're planning a terrorist attack, don't forget your Captagon pill, okay? So Hamas militants reportedly used Captagon pills, a highly addictive synthetic stimulant, during a terrorist attack on October 7th, as reported by Israel's Channel 12 News. These pills were found on bodies of Hamas fighters, implying that they've consumed the drug before their actions. Captagon, also known as poor man's coke, is prevalent in the Middle East with a significant trade in counterfeit versions. Yikes. It was initially created for medical purposes in the 60s, but later banned due to its addictive nature. Now, militant groups, including ISIS, have used Captagon to enhance fighter characteristics like aggressiveness and alertness. The drug's become a source of revenue for Syria's President Bashar al-Assad, and has played roles in regional violence. That's quite an allegation there. Various seizures and trafficking incidents have linked Captagon to Latakia, Syria's main port. In 2021, the Captagon trade in the region was valued at about $5.7 billion. So, yeah, junkies with guns. That's what we need. But I got to say, though, I am, in many ways, it's count your blessings, right? I'm here in Portland. We got a lot of junkies on the street, and they're all taking fentanyl. And they just do the nod. They just kind of like, they're standing up, and then they lean over, kind of like passed out, leaning over. I'm glad, though, that they are taking fentanyl rather than Captagon. I wouldn't want to deal with any of these homeless criminals. And when I say homeless criminals, I'm talking about the homeless criminals. I'm not saying all the homeless are criminals. You get that? Right? I'm just saying these homeless criminals, I'm glad they're not on Captagon. because that would be a lot worse. That would make the city a lot worse. So, you know, count your blessings. But this is quite a Captagon's pretty scary. So yeah, it's a brand name of a synthetic drug stimulant known as phenethylene. It's a combination of amphetamines and theophyllenes, and it is initially developed in the 60s. It was supposed to be developed for attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, narcolepsy, and asthma. However, later, it was taken off the market because it was just too damn addictive. So it has been used by a lot of terrorists around the world. In fact, I think that the what was it called? The terror attack in Paris at the rock show there. I think all those terrorists were on Captagon as well. So scary stuff. Scary stuff. Maybe we need to have a war on drugs or something. Well, that hasn't really worked out. Anyway, I'm not sure what the answer is, but that gets pretty tough. Didn't the Nazis do the same thing with their soldiers? Yeah, I do think that the Nazis were taking some kind of amphetamines. You know, we don't know specifically what we were taking, but there's a lot of evidence to suggest that, yeah, even Hitler and a lot of them were taking all kinds of drugs. May surprise you, but potentially soldiers all over the world do take some kinds of drugs to stay alert and to enhance their abilities in wartime. So that's kind of standard operating procedure. But yeah, I'm just glad we don't have it here. But next up, let's talk about some other hypocrisy, perhaps. So, you know, in Venezuela, they had opposition primaries, and Maduro called it a fraud. It's kind of like the pot calling the kettle black. It's like Maduro saying, hey, you can't steal this election. That's our job. So Venezuela's top court has suspended all effects of the opposition primaries following President Nicolas Maduro's claim that the vote was fraudulent. Court has demanded that the organizers of the primaries hand over documents, including voting sheets. This decision comes after the public prosecutor, a Maduro ally, announced an investigation into alleged fraud and the usurpation of the electoral authority functions. Maria Corina Machado, who won 93% of the primary vote with a turnout of 2.5 million people, is now barred from running for public office until 2030. Wow. That's interesting. So we've got this dictator, this thing, you know, that everyone calls bad, right? Nicolas Maduro, Venezuela. Ooh, bad guy. Bad guy. And he is using legal means to make sure that his opposition candidate is not legally allowed to run for his job. Wow, that sounds like a dictatorial, authoritarian state. I mean, where would someone outlaw their biggest opponent? That doesn't even seem right. You know, I know. Now, hold on. I know what you're thinking. you may think. But Tom, didn't Zelensky outlaw all of his opposition parties in Ukraine? Yes, he did that, but that's for democracy. That's for democracy. You know, it's in wartime, so, you know, Zelensky doing away with all opposition political parties, that only makes sense, right? That seems democratic, right? But that would never happen here in the U.S. I mean, that would be crazy. Don't you think people would be up in arms if the current leader used his lawmakers or his courts or whatever to go after his biggest opponent? I mean, that would be crazy. That kind of seems anti-American. That seems very dictatorial, very authoritarian. So I'm glad nothing like that is happening here in the U.S. because I think if it did, we've got a really good media, and the media would be going crazy about that if that were ever to happen here in the U.S. Yeah. Okay. Last story. Good news. We got to have some good news. So let's get to that now. You know, folks, this Massachusetts architect, Tom Saltzman, is really into Halloween. And I mean, he's been putting up these elaborate decorations in his yard for 8 years. His neighbors probably think he's trying to outspook Stephen King, but hey, in a world where people spend millions on art installations, Tom's got the right idea. Affordable, scary art. So Massachusetts architect Tom Saltzman, he's been making these installations in his front yard, turning his home into a local legend. His spooky sculptures include a giant dragon, ethereal skeleton spirit, a spaceship, pirate ghost ship, and a moving King Kong. In 2022, he constructed a 22-foot-high Egyptian god. Saltzman uses inexpensive materials and considers this a fun, artistic outlet for the community to enjoy. His daughter is also known for his creations, and he emphasizes the importance of sharing the Halloween spirit with his neighbors. So, this is pretty incredible. If you look here, this King Kong, he's standing next to it. Look at how big that is in your front yard. So clearly this town does not have the regulations that are put on other towns. I'm pretty sure I would not be allowed to put a big King Kong like that in my front yard. It would be some kind of code violation, right? That's kind of how it works. But that's pretty cool. Today is Halloween, and are you putting up any special decorations or anything? Now, as it turns out, my house is a little off the beaten path, kind of not near other houses, and so for that reason, no one comes to my house. No kids come to my house on Halloween. I guess it's too far out of the way. It's too dark. It's too spooky. I do turn the lights off, but so yeah, I haven't got any Halloween people knocking on my door, ringing my doorbell in years. So I don't even buy candy anymore. They just don't do it. But what about you? Are you putting anything up? I've seen all kinds of really cool things, especially now with like smart home devices that you can have like motion detectors and then have it turn on different lights or turn on different appliances when someone walks by a certain area. Lots of opportunities to really make a fun event for people in the neighborhood. I wish I could do it, but nobody comes here. So, you know, what are you going to do? Anyway, I think that's all I have for you right now. I will be streaming live tonight, 9 p.m. on the West Coast, midnight on the East Coast for my show, Midnight Americano. It's more of a laid-back, entertainment-ish focused show. So I hope you can join me for that. But if not, I will be back tomorrow, noon on the West Coast. It's a Big Idea Wednesday. So I'm going to have some kind of psychological idea, some different way to look at things. So I hope you can join me for that and all the news of the day. But tonight, we'll have a special Halloween stream. Midnight on the East Coast for Midnight Americana. Hope you can join me for that. But if not, I will see you tomorrow. Stick around for the after show. Till then, peace. Thanks for sticking around, y'all. Glorious day today. But yeah, we got lots going on in the chat. Hey, look at the moon. Chopping up stuff on my compost project. Haven't shot anyone or anything today. What? Pro-climate? Latent warmonger. It kind of seems that way. And it always bugs me that the same people, the same kids that are out there, trying to take away plastic straws and all that stuff are the same ones that are just cheering on war. I don't get it. Now, I gotta say, right, hashtag not all. I get it. A lot of the same people that are pro-environment are actually anti-war. Many people are. I think the main point that I was making is you don't see the anti-war message in the climate message. So the climate message just seems to be totally divorced from war. It's all about going after businesses, but never going after like the government and bombs, right? So that's what I'm bringing up. I know that a lot of people that are environmentalists are also anti-war. I recognize that. So, having experienced a combat environment, I will say it does mess up the environment. When you see a river on fire, something is wrong. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think Elon's idea is just avenue for the mark of the beast. Satan likes to have options. I'm not seeing that. But if you see that, well, that's cool. I'll be on the lookout for that. But I don't see Twitter, X, mark of the beast. What I do see is someone trying to go against bankers. And that's really dangerous. I think if I wanted to totally get canceled, I would, if I were to make a channel about how bad the banks were, might have to do that from a bunker. Wait. That was probably because I was reviewing and knocked... Okay. Interesting. Okay, so this is interesting. Look at the moon says, oh, okay, the audio and video hiccuping says, wait, that was probably because I was reviewing and knocked it up to 1.5 speed, and when it caught up, it didn't automatically resort back to normal speed like on YouTube does. Well, so look at the moon's talking about on Rumble. That's one thing that you can do is you can hit the little gear wheel and you can change the speed of the video. Now, if I'm live, right, you can't watch me faster, right? Because then that's not how time and space work. But let's say you show up late to a live stream. You can go to the beginning of the live stream, put it on 1.5 speed, and that way you can catch up to the live, to where I am live. Now, It sounds like on Rumble they haven't fixed it yet, so that once you catch up, it will just automatically put you to normal speed. But I tell you what I'm going to try. I'm going to try this. I now have a contact at Rumble, so I am going to actually put through that suggestion to my contact at Rumble, and let's see if that's something that we can get fixed. Wouldn't that be cool? If your suggestion on my video got something fixed on the entire platform. So I will put that in today and see if I get any feedback for that. So thank you for that suggestion there. Got a bail work to do. We'll catch you again later. I heard Ukraine soldiers are being pumped up with some kind of drug too. Didn't get the name of it though. Okay. Well, good to see you, Dangerous too. We'll catch you later. Have a good one there. And let's see what's happening over on the other chat. Lots of people checking in. The Earth will be fine. We need to save us from ourselves. Exactly. Ironic, the outrage over plastic bags, milk jug plastic, cereal in the plastic bag, inside a box, yogurt plastic, microwave meals plastic, water plastic, bottle plastic. Why hate the bags? There's a lot happening in that comment. That's a big no on the X bank account. Okay, so Lucid does not care for the X bank account. I don't think that I'm going to be first to jump into it, but I'm open. I'm open right now. Nipple boots are next. Exactly. That would be kind of fun. Why do these people think emails were safe? I have no idea. Boomers don't understand technology, do they? Actually, most people don't. So, all right. We'll catch you later, Global Skeptic. See you're out. Didn't the Nazis do the same thing with their soldiers? Yeah, a lot of, like I say, probably across all wars, they've been using drugs. Do you think the kamikaze pilots, you don't think that they were taking something? Come on. Of course they were. Pervitin. They took Pervitin. Don't know about Pervitin. What is Pervitin? Let me see this real quick. What is Pervitin? Okay. Oh, so that's just Pervitin. Pervitin is a methamphetamine. Powerful, highly addictive to the central nervous system stimulant. It's a synthetic drug that affects the brain and body, leading to increased energy, alertness, and a sense of euphoria. Well, those are all probably be really powerful, right? If you're in war, if you're fighting in war. Methamphetamine is chemically similar to amphetamine, the drug used to treat attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and narcolepsy. However, methamphetamine is typically much stronger and has a higher potential for abuse. So we know there's a lot of abuse there. So Pervitin is also known as meth. So yeah, the Nazis were taking meth. So they sell bananas in that republic. But that's what America does. Yeah, that was kind of my point when talking about Venezuela. Persecuting political opponents is the American way, isn't it, Tom? No, they would never do that here. They would never come up with some BS interpretations of the 14th Amendment. Try to keep somebody off the ballot in Colorado. Come on. We're not Venezuela. We're better than that. Lucid Killer Kaiju. I don't know what that word means. So, I'm in the middle of nowhere. No trick-or-treaters here. Okay, it's a fun show at night. Yeah, we do have a fun show. We do have a fun time at night. If you can join me tonight, that'll be cool. You dressing up for the show tonight? I suppose I should. You know, what I wanted to do the other day was to put on the clown makeup and to kind of recreate the clown makeup meme. So perhaps I'll do that if I can. If the Dollar Tree has some face paint, so I'll have to see. But that's I'll probably dress up tonight. Um, Natasha was watching this on double speed. Makes you sound like you were on drugs, Tom. Okay, well, that's all it takes. If that's all it takes to sound like I'm on drugs, you can just put me up to double speed. Let's see. No Halloween decor here. My mom decorated inside her house like crazy. Brothers and I used to do haunted pathway through our backyard. That was fun. It sounds like fun. Halloween sounds like a really fun time. Last year, 2022, I was down in Mexico City for Halloween. And Halloween, not the biggest thing there, but it's all like leading up to, you know, Dia de los Muertos, right? The Day of the Dead, November 1st. So that was what all of the celebrations were about there. And here's a little fun fact, if you will, about the Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead in Mexico City, that I think you'll like. This is some good trivia. They have a big parade there. It's massive. And it came about because of a James Bond movie. Okay, so let me just show you this here. Video. So the Day of the Dead, Dia de Muertos, Dia de los Muertos, is a holiday celebrated November 1st and 2nd. It's trying to get to the James Bond story. I thought it was on here. Nope. Oh, I thought I could pull it up real quick. Let's see. James Bond. This is some good trivia, though. You'll like this. So, Mexico City's James Bond-inspired Day of the Dead parade gets mixed reviews. So the idea is that they were filming a James Bond movie, Spectre, down in Mexico City, and for it, they wanted a big parade for the movie. So they made this big parade for the movie. Everybody loved it so much that now they're doing this big parade every year. And they never did the parade before the movie. So it was kind of like art was inspired by real life, meaning that they, you know, like, let's do something about this in our movie and we'll make it bigger. And then in the movie, everybody in Mexico City loved the big parade. And so they just kept that tradition going. So it's hilarious that, you know, they made this stunt and now it's a real thing in Mexico City. Massive parade every year, inspired by a James Bond movie. So that's your kind of trivia of the day. I thought that was kind of cool. Thanks for sticking through with that. Let's see. King Kong is an example of kaiju. Kaiju. Okay. Okay, so kaiju, the kaiju Godzilla. Okay. Less commonly, let's see, is a strange beast. Is a Japanese term that is commonly associated with media involving giant monsters and monster movies. Okay, very cool. Thank you for that. Did not know what kaiju were. So, this is Erie Fairy says that she is a... Is that a leopard right now? Yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, that's right. Don't forget to like the stream, everyone. Thanks for the reminder, John. I appreciate that. All the cool kids are liking the stream. Doesn't cost you a thing. Lets me know you're real, not a robot. Anyway, yeah, life imitating art, and then the art is imitating life. So it's like art imitating life, which is then imitating art, which is imitating life. So yeah, that's kind of cool that it came about. You know, just hey, we want this chase scene to go through a big parade. Let's oh, it's Day of the Dead. Let's make a big Day of the Dead parade, and James Bond can run through the scene, and it'll be a really cool scene for the film. And now it's a thing. It is funny when some people make stuff up and then it becomes real. Kind of like tiki, right? Tiki culture is made up, right? It came out of like fern bars. You know, we just need themed restaurants were getting big at the time, and someone was like, "Oh, we should make a themed bar for, you know, bunch of American guys, right? They were in the Navy during the war, South Pacific. Let's make a South Pacific themed bar for all the guys." And then, you know, they may feel like they remember, like maybe on their vacation or their days off or whatever when they were in the Navy. And, you know, it was all kind of fake, just kind of like a parody of some native culture that didn't really exist, like the little squatty man and the little tikis carved and all of the drinks. That's all made up. That's all made up. All the fancy tiki drinks, Mai Tais, all of it, just made up. And now it's fun. Now it's a fun thing that we can... And now we can actually talk about authentic tiki because it's been around so long, right? That's just really, really amusing. The movie it was in was Spectre. Spectre was the movie, and I think that was one of the new ones. Let me see, when was James Bond Spectre? Yeah, 2015. So so this was one with Daniel Craig, and it had Christopher Waltz in it, in that movie. I don't even know if I've seen... I think I've seen Spectre. I think I've seen it. I can't remember. Maybe I should look into that again. Perhaps. Oh, Natasha's caught up, and now I sound normal now. Well, thank you for the update. But yes, I do sound different on 0.2 speed. It would be funny, I think. I'm sure someone has done this before, but I think it would be an amusing video to record a video. Stretch it out really, 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 really long, so that you know, like twice as long, so that for it to sound normal, you put it on 2 times the speed. I don't know. Like, maybe that's something that you could do, you know, if you wanted more watch time, right? If you wanted to game the system and you wanted to have more watch time, right? You just put all your videos out, so you have to put them on 2 times the speed, so it takes up, you know, there's technically twice the watch time. I don't know. Rev68 says, I missed the show live. Just wanted to say, I hope everyone has an enjoyable Halloween. Well, thanks for checking in, Rev68. Yeah, we're going to be around tonight, live, midnight, on the East Coast, doing a Halloween stream. So maybe you can join us there. Never saw Spectre. Yeah, I can't remember if I've seen Spectre or not. Wasn't too memorable, if I did, right? But maybe that'd be a fun thing to watch soon. Let's see. You should try that and see if you still get watch time credit. Yeah, that would be funny. I think if you were going to do something like that, you would have to record something long, you know, like a 1 hour, you know, something, and then you stretch it out to twice as long. I don't know. it would be a fun little experiment to try one time. It would probably annoy most people that clicked on the video, though. They're like, "What's going on? Why is he talking so slow?" You know. But yeah, that's it. Oh, lastly, I did want to. Eerie Fairy says 2 times takes watch time away. Perhaps it does. Yeah, I don't know. We're always looking for these kind of arbitrage situations in life, right? But yeah, tonight, also, if they did fast forward. Oh, okay. Good to know. I'm trying. I'm not that experienced at the AI art stuff, but I am putting together some AI art of Congress people for tonight's show. So Congress people in Halloween costumes. So, all right. See ya. And so a couple of ones that came up last night that I've come up with was Rashida Tlaib as Velma from Scooby-Doo, and Nancy Pelosi as a Wicked Witch, and Jamal Bowman as a fireman because he pulled the fire alarm. So I'm working on some AI art for tonight. Still haven't got it done. I'm still learning how to use it, but I think we'll have some fun with that tonight. So that'll be really cool. And lastly, I wanted to give you one update on something. Boom, boom, boom. I didn't get any feedback on this, so what do you think about this obsession with Ron DeSantis and him putting things in his boots to seem taller? Because I get it. Trump's a tall guy, right? He's 6'2", 6'3", something like that. But he's not short. But if DeSantis and if Trump never comes to a debate, what does it matter? Right? What does it matter how tall he is? Now, I remember in the Democrat debate 4 years ago, I think 2 people got to stand on boxes. And I know that Kamala was one that stood on a little box because she's a very, very short person. And then I was shocked to see that Elizabeth Warren did not. Elizabeth Warren is taller than she appears, because you think of her as like a little tiny person, but she's actually much taller than that. John Fetterman, Mr. Potato Head. Yes. I was kind of thinking for John Fetterman, Lurch is what we were talking about for Fetterman. But I'll try Lurch. I'll try Mr. Potato Head. I'll see what I can come up with and see if I can come up with something good there. But I don't know why. I just keep going back to this Ron DeSantis thing and like, why is he trying to fool people? He claims that he's 5'11". I don't know. Yeah, DeSantis should wear high heels like Zelensky. I don't know if you've seen the videos, but as we know, Vladimir Zelensky, he was a comedian prior to becoming president. Some might say he's still a comedian. But he did some sketches where he was in high heels and stockings and dancing provocatively. It was pretty funny bit. Looked like he was in shape, at the very least. Yeah, I don't know why anyone cares, but he claims he's 5'11". Who knows? We'll just have to see. I guess this is something we should all be excited about. DeSantis has been getting bad advice from the start. Doesn't surprise me if someone advised him to lift. Yeah, it does appear that prior to DeSantis running for president, he seemed to be very media savvy. It really seemed like he was getting good advice on what to do. He was getting a lot of wins. And then his presidential campaign started, and it's as if whoever was advising him before was not part of his presidential campaign, because his presidential campaign, he's had a lot of really bad advice. So I suspect the same people that were helping him prior didn't come on, or they just suddenly stopped having good advice and just went all in on terrible advice. But yeah, watching him walk in those cowboy boots, clearly something's up. Something's going on with that. And of course, he should do a music video too. Yeah, that would be fun. You know, I think people dancing is a good thing. You know, Trump was on Saturday Night Live, remember, and he did the little dance, and that became a massive meme. Even seeing Trump like doing this when YMCA is playing, you know, it's just kind of fun. I think it's endearing to see people dance a little bit. It didn't hurt Trump at all, and so, you know, if you can dance a little bit better than Elaine on Seinfeld, I think you should find a way to get a meme out there dancing, because I think it's endearing for a lot of people. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. I hope you all have an awesome afternoon. Have a fantastic Halloween. And I'll see you tonight at midnight on the East Coast, 9 p.m. on the West for my late night show, Midnight Americano. Until then, peace.